right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Season 6 awards ceremony. First time doing it. Welcome, Nick and Tuck. What is going on, guys?
How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm good,
Nothing
man.
much, Ronnie.
I'm good. I am ready to get this first awards ceremony done with. First time doing it, and Season 6 brought a lot of first time. First time rookies winning. D-Blood getting it done several times. Buckstopper getting it done at Daytona in his first race of the season. And not only that, it was a first time ever we have had such a close championship battle in both the trucks and the cup. Start us off, Nick, with your recap of not just how your season went, but how the season as a league in whole went.
Yeah, it was a great season. Great battles in truck and in cup all season long. Tuck didn't start out full time in truck, and then he went full time and made a run at the championship and was really close. And again, he came 1 point shy of cup, so he had two great seasons in both series. Tennessee and me were both in both championship 4 rounds, and then you had D-Blood rookie and truck, and then Cat, and he's been the class of field in cup, and we have our hands full trying to keep up with him. So he was well deserved champion of cup, and 10 winning another championship. Second one for him. It was a great season all around. A lot of new faces, and everyone had a lot of fun this past season. And now time to turn our heads and look forward to next season. New rules, new layout, a lot of new faces. I think we doubled our field size for next season, so it's going to be really interesting to see who's someone to look out for. So it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely, yeah. Last season brought a bunch of unknowns. Well, like you said, a bunch of new faces come in this season, so that brings a lot more unknowns. A lot of new rule changes, a lot of new everything changing in the league. And yeah, you mentioned it there. Tuck not starting out full time last season, but making that transition to full time and finding himself in the championship 4 battle. Tuck, walk us through your championship battle.
Yeah, I mean, starting off like you and Nick have said, did not run starting off full time, doing some part times, subbing in for some guys that were unfortunately able to make that race, and it was it was gonna be an uphill battle starting out, but it was kind of fun just trying to get some points, and then end up making the championship 4, and gave it all I had at the Phoenix. Was 1 spot short. Think could have done, if I would have done anything different, probably would have tried to block Toby a little bit more. But overall, can't complain on the season. But and as for Cup, getting second in points yet again kind of stings a little. Even by 1 point behind Cat. But can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to race in this league. It's a first class league that if anybody out there is listening, if you want to join for even like next season or the year after that, highly recommend it. So
Absolutely.
pretty good. No, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it. 1 point separated you and Tennessee. That was all it came down to for the championship. So what kind of momentum does that build for you going into next season?
I mean, it's going to be a whole new season, a whole new changes. Like we're going to be announcing those later on your broadcast. But I feel like it gives a little bit of like an extra pep in my step, like knowing that you can do it. But like we've said, Nick said, there's a lot of new people coming in this league and don't really know what their driving styles are or how competitive they are. So it's going to be a whole new season that you're not going to miss it watching on your stream on NEXXTCAR for Twitch or YouTube or whatever you're streaming on.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Nick, what kind of momentum does this season? I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but how did this prepare you for next season?
Yeah, just no, really, it just makes me hungrier. Knowing that Tennessee is even with me in championships makes me feel like I suck really bad. So I got to get ahead of them now. I just really, that's the bottom line. It just makes me hungrier to get out there, and I think we've had the speed off the truck, but coming to setup time and making the right adjustments we struggled with. So I think we just have to put in the time to get the truck better or the car better. Somehow gotta test and see where I could get a little quicker. So but knowing that I made championship 4 in both series, it definitely gives me some momentum. And knowing I'm one of the top ones of both series, it's a good feeling knowing that I'm up there. But with how many people we got, you never know. You could run championship 4 this season, but come next season, you might be just barely making 10th. So it's going to be difficult. You need to be on your A game every single week. And I think we're going to reveal schedules and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different tracks for both series, and each series is tough as hell. This might be the toughest season that we've had coming forward. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. This most definitely is shaping up to be the toughest season we have ever had, not just on the schedule, but we've mentioned it several times now. 25 people in the Cup Series, 23 in the Truck Series. The most we've ever had in this league, just under 50 people. That is absolutely amazing. To see where this league, where we started and where we are now is absolutely, completely black and white. I think when we first started, Nick, I think there was only like 8 of us in the Cup Series when we first started. And now we're at 25. Trucks, we were barely hitting, 7 people. Now we're at 23. And it's just, we keep improving year after year after year. And this next season, I know this season we said it before it started, that last season, season 6, was going to be the best season ever in NEXXTCAR. Well, I think season 7 and even in the future is going to keep topping it.
Yeah, just for that many people to come on board, it just shows how great the league is and the great driving that we have, and you broadcasting truck races and how clean the races are, and just the professionalism of the league and the how we just treat each other in here.
Mm-hmm.
We all pride ourselves on being respectful and being family, but we do bust each other's balls as well. So I guess that's what family does sometimes. But we just have a bunch of fun, and just the racing has been outstanding year in and year out. Clean racing, but definitely competitive, hard to win just one race. I didn't win one race this season, and I still wound up in the championship 4, and that's just consistency. And even next season, you're gonna have to be even more consistent, get wins to be a title threat, or even try to make the championship 4. So it's gonna be super competitive, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned wins and just how crucial they are, but I'm kind of on the back aspect of that. I got that win this season. I got my second Daytona 500 win. But you know what?
Yeah.
When it came down to it, I was nowhere to be found when it mattered the most. I missed a couple of races. You mentioned you've got to find speed this season. Well, you know what? You ain't the only one, brother, because I am right there with you. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was those 9 months I was gone, but this season I just did not have the speed I had before. So, yeah, I'll be right there with you. We can find the speed together.
Yeah, no. Test sessions, me and Ronnie. No, maybe we could broadcast those too.
Yeah, right.
We'll just hide the setup part. We'll cut some stuff out, and then hopefully we can try to find some speed. And yeah, just with the people we have, Kat and Smitty, and there's guys in here where it's like I don't know how they go that fast.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we'll try some stuff out. Max some air pressures or drop them, or put the wedge at 45. I don't know. We'll do something different, but we'll see if we can catch them this coming season.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Steve Bocock. Man, you didn't suck, dude. You just came across some bad luck, brother. Happens to everybody, but absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to next season with you in both Cup and Truck. So, absolutely. We're going to have to both step it up. Tuck, what's your thoughts on next season, buddy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Nick summed it up pretty good. There's series is really, really competitive. So, it's going to be a challenge. The success that we've had this season, me and Nick making championship fours, both series. I mean, it's not guaranteed that we're going to do that next year. So just going to have to keep trying to improve every week, and we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. But let's go ahead and let's get to the meat of the reasoning for the awards ceremony. That is your yearly awards being presented. All 108 of you guys tuning in here tonight. I appreciate it. The league appreciates it. But let's get it started. Your championship, Cup Series, Mo Power Cat. The dude was on a roll all season long.
Yeah, Cat, like I said, is the class of the field, and he missed Texas, and I was all excited. I thought, me, Tuck, we could squeak one out. But he just whipped our butts at Phoenix. He ran out front all race and got those stage points. And I don't know how he made it happen. He didn't lead much of the race, but he ran second right behind M8 most of the race, and got around him. I think he got around like 2 or 3 people on the last corner and won the race. And those 3 points of winning the race won him the championship. So it came that close. If he didn't pass those guys and win the race, Tuck would be your champion. It was just that close all season long. And how the playoffs were set up, having multiple races definitely is a change from NASCAR and how they run their playoffs. But I think that's one of the things that makes this league a little bit different than others. They have the one championship race, and that's it. With us, I think next season we're going to 3 instead of the 2 races. So, you have to be good all season, but also be good throughout the playoffs in each round, and especially that championship round. You got to be really consistent through there and hopefully walk away with a championship. But
absolutely, yes, sir. Tuck, pretty much he was kind of your teammate all season long. You're in the 8, he was in the 3. You guys definitely showed similar speed, but he was just able to get it done there. Talk us through what you saw out your front windshield with him all season.
I mean, yeah, me and Kat are good buddies on and off the track. I mean, yeah, like we said, we ran the same organization for last season in Cup. But yeah, it's been nice picking his brain a little bit, trying to figure out how to improve. And I feel like if it weren't for him, I mean, I don't think I'd be a better driver than I am today. So he's really, really the good guy all around. And like last year, he had 7, 8 wins and a championship. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he definitely deserved it. I mean, it was his to not lose. So, but yeah, congrats to him. I mean, he's a heck of a guy, heck of a racer. So we'll see how he does next year. So I think the success will probably continue for Mo Power Cat though. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be interesting to see if any of these new guys have anything for that 3 Chevy of Cat. Moving on to the Truck Series. Tennessee Titan getting it done for back-to-back championships. Nick, he joined you in that elusive club of 2-time champions down in the Truck Series.
Yeah, 10 came in a few seasons ago, and he was good right off the bat, but definitely could improve. And then the next season, he came out and won the championship. And that was a close race, all the way through Phoenix, and to come back and win it again in the way that he did, I think just consistency mostly. Like, he did win some races, but I don't think he won near as many as the year before. It was just consistency won him the championship, and No, it's great to see another two-time champion in the truck series. He's a good dude, and no, I'm proud of how he ran. I think he'll be a threat next season as well. So hopefully I can beat him out. But no, I think if I'm racing him for a championship, I think there's no other person I'd run it up against. So congrats to 10, and hopefully we can beat him next season.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Tuck, you had a few run-ins there with Tennessee coming to the end of the season at Phoenix. You know, Watkins Glen definitely the highlight of your run-ins. Go ahead and walk us through. I know you mentioned it a little earlier, but walk us through, you know, being a part of the closest battle ever in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ten, we had a little dust up at Watkins Glen. Started a little feud against me and him those last couple weeks. We couldn't seem to get away from each other, but yeah, he definitely had a good year. Came down to the end because me and him for the championship, and he ended up being getting the job done. So I mean, can't knock him for that. But yeah, he's been a good guy to race against, good guy all around, and hopefully we'll have those same battles next year without the drama. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, though. So
Absolutely, yes, sir. Without the drama, that is the key word there. Can they make it happen? That'll be the interesting part. Moving on to our second awards, Rookie of the Year. Let's start it out.
yeah, I think D Blood. You can get, if we had a clutch award, it would go to him. Like the man literally had a win in your end scenario of those two last rounds in trucks, and got it done. I mean, Dover for sure. Probably that race you can go to that and point it out as the one for that. I don't think he'd be in the championship for. So it was a good year all around for D Blood. Good competitor, and hopefully he can do the same stuff next year. Be great racing against him.
Yeah, for him to come into the league and have a few wins under his belt in the first season, no, it was huge. And he definitely has the speed every single track that we've gone to. No, top five, almost every single week. So he's definitely quick. And congrats to him. He ran solid all year. And for him to come up big at Dover to get him locked into the championship four was huge. No, he's a good guy, and I'm excited for what he can do next season. I think he'll be a threat for the championship. Give 10 a run for his money. So congrats to him. Had a really awesome season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, at this current moment, D Blood is not signed up for next season. So I hope he does return. Like you said, the man had a great season, always up there at the front in the mix of it, coming down to the checkered flag. And to think, had some stuff not happened at Michigan or another track, I believe it was Iowa, I'm not mistaken, where, coming through 3 and 4 for the final time, just things did not go his way. You know, the bumper was used. The man would be sitting with several more wins than just 2 right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He was, like I said, he was in the picture almost every race. So he could have probably 5 or 6 wins on the season, but only ended up with the 2. So definitely got moved out of the way a few times and got used up here and there. But solid season, and hopefully he does return. I would love to see him back in the truck.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to our Cup side of this award, that is going to go to the number 15 of Racer. The man found himself in position when it mattered the most, making the playoffs and making the most of it. I mean, the man was so close to making the championship 4.
Yeah, Racer was a threat all year. I mean, raced around him a lot, it seemed like, for over the course of the Cup schedule. But congrats to him on getting Rookie of the Year, and hopefully he'll be doing some good things next year. Maybe get his first career Cup win.
Yeah, he was definitely quick. I ran around him, most of the races, so he was up there competing for top 5s and wins some points in the season. So he definitely has speed, and hopefully he can get a few wins next season and be up there, and even be more consistent and make the championship 4. And we'll see what happens, but he had a very solid season as well.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Moving on to our third award, the Rocket Man, the Pole Award. Unbelievable. So it goes to the people who won the most awards throughout the season, obviously. And the man that got it done when it mattered the most was, in the Cup Series, Tennessee Titan. The dude didn't think he got it done, but he sure did with 4 poles. But, yeah, like you said earlier, Nick, you said Tennessee was kind of held at bay, didn't get the wins in the trucks or the Cup Series that he had the prior seasons, but he still made it matter most. I mean, that's 4 poles. That's 4 points. And those 4 points in the Truck Series, I know it's a different series, but that's basically what it came down to. So poles are very important in this point system here for NEXXTCAR.
Yeah, you got to have the speed, in qualifying, and have the speed, in the race as well. So using different sliders compared to qualifying and the race, he was just fast off the truck. He was fast all season, so he definitely ran up front. I think just finding the right adjustment, and especially Cup, is difficult to find, with how loose the car can get. But definitely has speed anywhere he runs. It's just being up there at the right time and probably honing in that setup. But definitely, had a fast car coming right off the truck.
Absolutely. Tuck, what you got for Tennessee's pole success?
Yeah, I mean, what it came down to, Tennessee getting those 1 points worked for a couple of those poles, and would have had a different outcome. So, wait, did Tennessee get that for trucks or for Cup?
Cup.
Oh, it was Cup. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, him getting those poles, really helped him out making the championship 4 too. So, I mean, what people don't know about maybe NEXXTCAR is we get 1 point for poles each race, and then 1 point for fastest lap also. But it really that if you don't get those 1 points, it could add up. So it really pays dividends at the end, and him getting those really helped his season out, and getting a good solid finish in the Cup Series standings.
Absolutely. Time to move on to the truck side of this award, and that is going to be won by the number 3. That is Nick, with 5 poles this season. All right, Nick, you mentioned it earlier. Winless this season, but you've sure had your fair share of poles. How different is it getting the pole versus winning the race?
Yeah, pole. I definitely have the right slider, and how to run qualifying. Sometimes it's just with me making the party in the lobbies and stuff, sometimes you just got to drop back to the back and then just get people's draft at some of the tracks that are draft heavy, and learning how to use that and get the pole. Some other times it's just having the right slider and just being quick. And sometimes some of those were just me being out front and clean air and, laying down a good lap. But then when it comes race time and good at probably the first stage, and then I kind of fall off second, third stages. I think that's just setup and knowing how to set up the truck compared to Cup, and got to try a few different things, and hopefully we can get quicker. Definitely got to try to set it up for the longer runs. Seems like we don't have a lot of cautions. We usually go green most of the race. But, if we can hone that in, hopefully wins will come. And looking forward to next season, and hopefully we can give them something.
Absolutely. Tuck, what you got?
Yeah, it really pays to be the league owner, I tell you what. But, yeah, congrats to Nick. I mean, like he said, like having that clean air really helped him out. But he's the one that's gonna have to lay down those laps. I mean, props to him, and getting this award done. But yeah, I mean, he's fast in qualifying. If we just ran like the 5 to 10 laps we didn't qualifying, Nick would have every single championship. But yeah,
he wouldn't have that egg in the win column.
No, he would not. No, that's for sure. So, but no, congrats to Nick though. So you can call him the Ryan Newman of NEXXTCAR.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, though, Nick, you don't make it hard to pass like Ryan Newman did.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. All I do is take myself out. You can get around me. No, I think definitely, the 5 poles really helps. No, if I didn't have the 5 poles, we don't make it in the championship 4. So it definitely, that 1 point for all those poles, it pays at the end of the season. Comes down to just mere 1 point for winning a championship. So even in the last race, if you tie in points, but if you get that 1 pole and you get that extra point, or you get fastest lap and you get that extra point, shit pays. So it's important. Every point will count.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Buckstopper. Yeah, man. I hope you can run the full season, buddy. Yeah, COVID definitely hurt you last season. So COVID hurt the league a lot this last season. It seemed like every week 2-3 guys were sick. Buckstopper's in the hospital for several weeks, if not months. I don't remember exactly how long he was in there. But this was just a freak season for NEXXTCAR. But, that didn't stop the trucks or the Cup from putting on a heck of a show. That is for sure. But before we move on to Season 7 information real quick, I just want to shout out our sponsor, W Energy. Code is up on the screen right now. If you are interested, 10% off code RNOGGLE9. Use it on their website, w.gg. 10% off, and 10% goes towards my YouTube channel and the NEXXTCAR Racing League. So it helps me improve what I bring to you guys, the content, and it improves the league as well. But yeah, I guess it's time, boys. Let's move on to Season 7 information. So, before we do it, before we get it started, I ain't jumping straight to that schedule yet. I know that's what a lot of the guys from NEXXTCAR are wanting. We're trying to keep you guys around for the viewer count. Let's go ahead and jump straight into your Season 7 Truck Series driver intro video. New and improved. 23 guys this season. Check it out.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock it low. That's right. I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Alright, so upon further review of watching the video, I didn't put the right one in here. So, clearly, if you're going to want to see the updated truck driver intro video, you're going to have to watch the races. First one coming this Sunday for the Dubby Clash at Daytona. But as you can tell from that video, we have got a lot of new drivers and a lot of drivers in the truck series. So, Nick, walk us through 23 guys this season. We're not getting to the rules yet, but 23 guys here in the trucks.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys. And like I said, it's going to be very competitive, and not knowing how each of them drive, and with having that many guys, how everyone's going to stack up against each other. So it's going to take probably a few weeks to know who's really strong and who's going to be up front and contend for wins every single week. So, but the schedule, we'll get to, but considering how tough the schedule is and all the new tracks on it, it's going to be very interesting, and not really know who might be up front. I think you'll have the same old guys running up front, but with the new tracks, it could throw a curveball at people. So it'll be definitely exciting, and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Tuck, that is a lot of competition this year out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, kind of goes back to the old days in NASCAR where he was top 36 getting the points. You don't really know who if you're gonna be able to make the race or not, so you're not guaranteed.
Absolutely. And of course, everyone wants to see the new damn video right now. So, while I'm working on getting that up and running, let's move on. You ready, Nick? What do you want to do first, Nick? You tell us. You want to do the schedule, or do you want to go over the new rules?
We'll do schedule first.
You want to do schedule? Really all right. Cup or truck?
Drum roll, please.
We'll start with truck and then go to cup.
So start with truck. All right. I got it blacked out on the screen. Here is your Season 7 Truck Series schedule. What a schedule we are looking at right here, right now. Daytona Clash, Week 1. Not a points playing race. Not a points paying race. Iowa, Week 2. Darlington, Canadian Tire, Bristol, Michigan, Eldora, Road America, New Hampshire, Pocono, then Richmond, rounding out the regular season before the All-Star break. What a regular season that is, Nick.
Yeah, that regular season makes me not want to run truck. Being a part of that's going to be crazy. There's a lot of short tracks on there and a few road courses. You even have a dirt track in there as well. So with the Clash, we'll go over all the layout and how everything's going to go. But there is no Daytona 500. It's not going to be or a race at Daytona for points paying to start the season. It's going to go starting the layout for the season as what the clash is going to be, and then it's going to pay a little bit too in points. So, but then you have Iowa short track, and having Iowa as the first race, Iowa is probably one of the best races to watch in the league. So to start out there, I think is a strong start. Then Darlington, just the history there. It's great in the racing. Kind of hard to pass there, but it's exciting in the fact that people can make mistakes there, getting on pit road and getting into the wall, and there's just a bunch of stuff that could happen. Canadian Tire is new to the season, so starting out there as the first road course is going to be that first curveball. People might have to practice it if you haven't run there. Like I have not really run there on the street at all, so I got to get my practice in there. And then you got Bristol. Obviously, everyone knows Bristol and how the racing can be there. Bumpers will be used. But that stretch, just to start out the season's really tough. And then Michigan, that's anyone's race with the draft and how that works. And then you go to dirt. And you got Eldora. And, most of the dirt guys will come and run really well there. And some guys don't like the track. Some do. But then after that, you go back to another road course in Road America. So another curveball. That's another new road course for this season. Then you go to flat. I think of it as a short track in New Hampshire, just being a mile. Then Pocono's new. We haven't run Pocono probably since like season 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Always been off the schedule, but threw it back in this year. And then Richmond, another short track. It's going to be really exciting. And then the All-Star race. Not sure where we'll go there for the All-Star race, but we'll figure that out.
Can I make a suggestion?
What you got?
Sure.
I say whoever is the regular season point series champion picks the All-Star track.
I like that.
Yeah. Give something to race for.
Gives a little incentive.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that. But yeah, what a regular season we have got in the Truck Series. Yeah, this Truck Series schedule looks interesting. Absolutely it does. Like you said, Nick, we haven't been to Pocono in a very long time. Road America, Canadian Tire, never been there. So
Yep.
I wanted to throw tracks in there that we haven't gone to in a long time or never been to. We saw several times, I think one track this season we'd never gone to in the trucks. And it turned out Indianapolis is, matter of fact, where we went. And it turned out to be one of the best races that season 6. So I took that mindset and I rolled with it. And that is exactly how we came up with this new schedule.
Yeah, I think it's been the kind of same old tracks year in and year out, and I think with how many new guys, new faces we have, I think it was time for a big change to the schedule. So I think the changes we made are really good. Makes it really difficult. There's a different variety of tracks. And then it doesn't get any easier going through the playoffs. I think the championship round might be the easiest round out of all of them. But
you are not wrong. You are not wrong.
But even though it might be the easier tracks on the schedule, I think just the racing at those tracks is very good and different, variety of how you run them. So I think they are good passing tracks. You have some draft involved, and it could be anyone's race. So I think they provide really good racing for the championship. But yeah, I think the playoffs will be very interesting.
Absolutely. Tuck, how you feel about this regular season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different tracks you can point out that could be a challenge for some people. Like Nick said, Canadian Tire is one I'm looking at kind of early in the season.
You went muted, Tuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I got stuff going on.
Gotcha. All right, so moving on to the playoffs. Round number 1, Gateway, Dover, Talladega. Had to throw it back in there as a cutoff race. Martinsville, Mid-Ohio, Indianapolis, the Oval. You know, like I just said, that provided some of the best racing we have seen all of Season 6. So obviously had to throw that back in there. Then round number 3, the championship round, Vegas, Phoenix, and Atlanta. Like you said, Nick, that championship round on paper looks like it's going to be about the easiest one out of this entire schedule.
Yeah, no. So first round, Gateway with the short track, that feel to it, and how the racing has been there. We've had exciting races at Gateway, and then Dover. I know some people hate it and some people love it, and no, I think that provided really good racing this season. And then Talladega, it's anyone's race, and I think they all provide different types of racing and different. You could have 3 different winners at those tracks, or all 3 the same. So it can go either way. Really diverse first round. Same with the second round. You have a short track in Martinsville. Bumpers will be used. Tempers will be flaring after Martin's best races that we've had. So you got to try to be above everyone else, and it's going to be very difficult.
Absolutely. The thing that's standing out to me right away is Atlanta, the final race of the season. Absolutely love Atlanta, and that has provided some amazing racing as well, and something that a lot of guys are going to have to keep an eye on. We saw it at Dover in round 2 of this season. A lot of mistakes made by several drivers in the playoffs. When you're in the championship 4 and you're at Atlanta, which is prone to pit mistakes, spinning out, speeding, that is going to just make it even more higher.
Yeah, no, with those mile and a halves like Las Vegas and Atlanta, it's hard to get on pit road coming off the banking. So speeding does happen. Now with that Las Vegas, you got to get through the bumps, really good through 1 and 2, and that's something I looked at, just how the track drives. So you got to have a decent setup there and be quick. Phoenix was our championship race, moved it back 1, and then I brought in Atlanta because it was a championship race, back in the 90s, and so I wanted that old school feel of bringing that back, and the way the track is and how it drives, there is prone for people making mistakes getting on pit road. So I definitely think people need to be on their A game through these 3 tracks. It looks easy, but no, I think mistakes will be made.
Absolutely, yeah. Atlanta, championship track. Yeah, the Hooters. When I just lost
Alan
his
Kulwicki.
name. Kulwicki, yeah.
Alan Kulwicki
won his championship. But then you mentioned the throwback. How about, little off topic right now, but how about North Wilkesboro? That is great news. Seeing that track getting back to providing some racing, hopefully soon on the NEXXTCAR schedule, or NEXXTCAR, good God, NASCAR schedule.
Yeah, that's very exciting to bring that back, and they're going to repave it in 2023. So next year, after a few races and then running on dirt there, I think it could make a comeback on the 2024 schedule for NASCAR, and hopefully we get a decent NASCAR game then. And iRacing already has it in their lineup of tracks, so I think hopefully we can get it in the next couple of years. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I got a feeling with everything that's going. It was choice
by nature. Okay,
it was choice.
But,
we go there every year. Every year we went there.
I'm kind of glad to see that off the schedule. I mean, some people 10 are probably not going to be thrilled that the Charlotte Roval is not on the schedule anymore. But yeah, I think overall you guys did a very good job of laying out this next season for the Truck Series.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just got tired of the Watkins Glen. Every season for the last 6 seasons we've been going there, so it was time to do something different. That's exactly why we replaced it with not just one, but two of the hardest road courses on the game. All right. Y'all ready for the Cup?
Let's go.
All right, let's do
Let's hear
it.
it.
Your Season 7 Cup schedule is as is. Daytona, obviously starting it off with the Clash. Excuse me. Then Auto Club, 100 laps. Homestead, 134. Kansas, 134. Bristol, 250. 100 laps at Michigan. 200 around Dover. 25 at Road America. 150 at New Hampshire. Pocono, Richmond. Closing out your regular season. So a couple, repeats there, Nick, with the Cup Series, lining them up there a little bit. Richmond, Pocono, the last and next to last race on the schedule. But overall, not as challenging as the regular season for the truck looks, but still not a regular season you can just lay over in.
Yeah, there's a different variety of tracks in there still. No Auto Club, a high draft track, that's anyone's race. Homestead, I think we've gone to Homestead.
I think twice.
Yeah, and I don't think it was in last season. I think I took it out, but I brought it back, and I think it provides great racing. There's multiple lines people race, and then Kansas, kind of a one-lane track, but I think it provides some good racing. That's anyone's track too. And then Bristol, beating and banging, short track. Michigan, another high draft track. That's anyone's race. Dover, that was some good racing in the playoffs this year. And then Road America, new to the schedule. Then New Hampshire, another short track type of race. And then Pocono, new to the schedule again. And then Richmond, kind of mirroring the Truck Series. So a lot of the road courses or truck-specific tracks are kind of replaced with some truck races or the Cup races that they usually go to. But yeah, still half those tracks are anyone's race. You got to be on your A game week in and week out.
Absolutely. The one that really sticks out to me the most is, you mentioned it, Dover has always been in the playoffs. Now it is in the regular season in week number 6. It's the 6th point-paying race of the season. No longer in the playoffs. Go ahead and walk us through the reasoning you moved it out of the playoffs, because like I mentioned earlier, it created a lot of playoff implications. I mean, it kept Tobster from making the championship round. Had he had made one less mistake, whether it been speeding, running out of gas, anything, he's in the championship 4. So go ahead and walk us through why you did that and what it's gonna change going forward for the race, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to move all those implications into the regular season, to throw a wrench into the regular season schedule, and wanted to bring in some newer tracks into the playoffs, specifically, in the second round with Chicagoland. And there's a lot of people that love Chicagoland and how you race there. And I think Chicago will be a great race in the second round. So trying a little something new. And Dover, I think, is just a great race to have in the regular season, to try to pick up a win and some points. So,
absolutely. Tuck, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, by just looking at it, it looks like the regular season's a bunch of draft tracks. So you got Auto Club, you got Kansas. That's a right up toward the top, but it still provides competitive racing. I think the one that kind of sticks out is the Richmond for the cutoff race. I mean, you got that. I think that's going to end up being maybe a make or break for some guys to get in the playoffs. Having that as the cutoff race is going to be huge too. And then looking down into the playoffs, I think having Talladega again as a cutoff race is going to provide some guys maybe making some desperate calls at the end to maybe make that second round, but it's still going to provide great entertainment. And then going down like we said, like in the championship round, I think going to Atlanta for the last race, it's gonna if we're still on Heat 5, it's gonna look a little bit more like the new Atlanta, like everybody drafting. It's gonna be maybe one groove, but you're gonna, if you want to win that championship, you're gonna have to maybe move somebody coming out of turn 4. So it's gonna be one heck of a show, and I think you guys can have done a better job putting the schedule together.
Absolutely, and one thing I forgot to mention real quick is that All-Star break, the 12th week of the season. The top 8 from both series will be participating in that, so that's pretty cool. You know, just because you're in the truck series doesn't mean you get left out. So, you know, top 8 from both series competing in that one, so who knows? That's a great time for some of those guys that only run the truck series to go up there and show these Cup guys, hey, you're lucky I ain't up there with you. I'd be battling you every week in and week out.
Now, is that going to be one race combined? Is that how you guys are doing that?
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be for just Cups or for trucks?
Nope. Top 8 from both series.
Right, but what's the car going to be? A truck or a Cup car?
It'll be Cup.
I think.
Okay,
all right, hold on.
fine.
No, I say we do Xfinity. We don't have an Xfinity series this season.
Could. You guys could
That
do
way
that.
Cup
That way
guys
it'd
don't
be
have an
a
advantage.
level playing field.
Yep.
Kind of, it's an all-star. It's an all-star race. I mean, you can do whatever.
I think we should go Xfinity, Nick.
Yeah, we'll run the dirt cars.
Screw it. Let's do it. Let's do 200 laps at Eldora. I'm down. Let's go.
Nick with the knockout blow yet again.
I love. Actually, I don't.
This
love
is
it.
why I run this shit.
There it is. There it is. All right, boys. Y'all ready to go over the new rules for Season 7?
Is there a tuck rule in this?
There is. You're not allowed to touch Tennessee's truck.
Ah, darn.
All right. There's no better time than right now to go over your new and majorly improved rules for Season 7. So, points. Points kind of staying the same here. You know, the clash for the trucks and Cup will determine the top 10 in points moving to the first race of the season. Those top 10 finishers will be locked into the first points playing race of the season. Any driver outside the top 10 in points will have to race their way into the main event through a heat race. Top 6 finishers from that heat race will make it to the main event, making your 16 drivers for the race. Anyone who does not make the main event will still be awarded 2 points less than the last place finisher from the main event. That way, they're still able to make their push for the playoffs. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of all those. There we go. Ah, shit. Hold on. I just fucked something up. Give me a second here. We're working on it.
Technical difficulty
No
is on
technical
Ronnie's.
difficulty. All right, there we go. We're back up and running here.
There we go.
So yeah, and then the clash will reward 2 playoff points to the winner of the race. Like I said, the top 10 will be locked into the next race. That is a lot of stuff right there to go over, Nick. You know, we're moving on from we got 16 drivers in the league. Everybody's guaranteed to make the race. We're now moving to a heat race style season where only the top 10 are locked in for the season, and then everyone else is thrown in to a heat race, and then your top 6 finishers from that heat race make it into the main event.
Yeah, so with the clash, no, it's definitely you want to be up front and try to finish the best you can in the top 10, definitely. So there is something to race for. If you finish in the top 10 in the clash, it makes it so, okay, I'm locked in. I don't have to go to a heat race for Auto Club or Iowa for trucks. With how many guys we have, we kind of had to go to the heats, and we brought in this many people. so we can have full field of the 16 drivers that we can have with how we chat and talk to one another. So just explaining why we went this route.
And and to, not to cut you off there, but I didn't want you to move on to a different topic. But another reason we did that was just like Buckstopper mentioned, he was in the hospital for several weeks. We were down a driver, so we essentially went from 16 to 15. Then several other guys got sick, missing several weeks. For a couple of weeks there, we were down single digits running. So this was to help prevent that, and we could always try to have a full field every week.
Yeah, no, it definitely allows us to have the full 16, even though, if we have the 25, 23 guys, and, we have, 10 guys, or, 10, 8 guys running in the heat race that are outside the top 10, the top 6 from that group make it in. The rest, they'll get 2 points less. They're all even in points, but they're still not too far back where you can't, you'll be in the heat race next week. And then if you do make it in the top 6, you get those points, and then you make the main event. And then if you end up, running inside top 10, top 5 and get points, you'll make your way into the top 10 in points. And then if people don't run and fall out of the top 10, or if they leave the league after a few weeks, we still have enough guys running to make a full field. So this is kind of why we went the route that we did.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's going to make the racing a lot better. If you're back there on that cutoff, 11th, 12th, or 9th or 10th in the standings, you're going to want to race a little harder each week to make sure you don't have to race your way in. Just because you're up in 9th in the standings, you have a bad week, before you know it, you're back in 11th. Well, guess what? You got to race your way in, and there's no guarantee that you even make the next race. So 2 weeks later, you may have been sitting 9th. Well, now you're looking at like 14th, 15th.
Yeah, it'll definitely make the racing more competitive. Everyone that's in the top 10 obviously has earned that spot to be in the top 10, either running consistently and being invested in the league, running week in and week out and being consistent. And the guys that are outside the top 11, maybe they are coming to every race and, trying to get into the heats and are making the main event. But if we have some guys leave and then, we end up, our numbers getting cut a little bit, that's fine. We still have a full field of people. So the competitiveness of each race is going to go up. People are going to want to get into that main event, get as many points as possible to try to make that top 10. So they're locked in and don't have to run that heat race.
Absolutely. Tuck, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing it's going to be provide for those heat races is a lot of intensity. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of guys that might make some. Well, I don't want to say questionable calls, but that's why we also implement. You guys also implement these rules, but it's gonna provide, like I said, great entertainment. I think for the league next year with all the people that we have coming in. But yeah, like Nick said, having those people in the top 10 shows that they are one good enough to be in the top 10 week in week out, but also shows that they're invested into this league and invested coming out every single week. And it's a kind of like a little incentive to be able to make each race. So I think that's a good rule change we got going forward, and it's going to provide great racing all around for the trucks and the Cup.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Let's absolutely, James. Can't wait to broadcast them with you, Ronnie. Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's something we are definitely gonna do. Is we're gonna have to do our broadcast a little early. Heat races start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I just want to throw that out there. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Drop of the green flag for the heat race. So yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to broadcast them. Like Tuck just said, the intensity is gonna go up, and you're gonna see a lot of moves that these guys are gonna have to make when they are definitely desperate. But moving on.
I do have one.
Go ahead.
What is the percentage going to be for these heat races? I don't know if that was clarified or not.
13.
There will be.
13? Okay.
I think it's 13 for truck and then probably
7.
like 7 for cup.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't have a lot of time, you know.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah, it's going to be probably run what slider you have and then probably no pit stop or anything. It's probably going to be just run it and then hopefully be in the best spot possible. But yeah, the intensity is going to go up, and that made us change kind of some other rules as well that we'll go over.
absolutely, yes, sir. Moving on to cautions. Cautions pretty much staying the same. Doing relaxed and manual cautions for 2 or more cars spinning or stopped on the track. Caution called by Nick or another admin. Caution speed will be announced when caution comes out. Pit, road opening, and everything will still be called by Nick or an admin. Choose cone rule. This is a big one because we ran into a couple issues throughout this last season of people not ready to pick their choose cone rule. So choose cone rule, you must pick your line before you head into turn number 3. That'll be basically every race. Coming out of pit road, you choose whether you want the inside or the outside, no matter where you came out of pit road. Obviously it was odd numbers inside, even numbers outside. Obviously with NASCAR going to it, we're going to it. It's, I think, the second season now we've had it. So, by this point, most people should be used to it. And then obviously you go in the line of how you came out. So first, second, third, fourth, and so on. And then restarts will be a set speed coming to the Geico restart line. Restart zone, rather. You'll be updated every time. Speed will be announced. Hold that speed. Do not try to jump the start. We had a couple incidents where guys try to lay back and everything to try to get a good start. Do not do that. People will be keeping an eye on it. A leader can go anytime inside that Geico restart line, and he does not have to announce he's going. He can just hit the gas. As long as he is inside that Geico restart line, it is a clean restart. And if you're starting in second, you must not beat that leader back to the start-finish line. And once that leader goes, that's your cue to go. And then, just in case you don't know what the Geico restart line is, the boxes are marked either on the inside or outside line of the wall. It's a big blue square. Do not pass this leader or anyone else before the start-finish line. If you're in fourth, don't try to pass the guy in second. So on for any other position. And if you do not give the position back to the leader or any other car, you will do a drive-through penalty. I don't know how we're going to enforce that. I think you just drop to the back of the line, I believe. That's a little miswording there, if I'm not mistaken, on my part, Nick. So if you do make that,
possibly.
you're just going to drop to the back of the line.
Yeah, I think on the restart, if you jump it and then get ahead of people and pass before the start, you'll probably drop to the back of the field. Not do the drive-through, just because then I'll make you pit and do all that stuff.
You can't do a drive-through, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll just drop to the back of the field and then keep running. You're just going to have to give all those spots back and then some.
So a lot of rules in that section that are from previous years that we're keeping, obviously.
Yeah, most of the caution stuff is all the same. If you have any questions, definitely let me and Ronnie know, and we can talk to you about it. Make sure we're all on the same page with the rules, especially cautions. They're to try to limit the confusion on how the restarts go. But, yeah, pretty much the same from last year.
Absolutely. Tuck, you got anything to say about the cautions?
No, I mean, I think it's basically the same stuff that we had. I mean, we had one little change for the restart. I mean, it's going to clean up some stuff, like some confusion maybe, but that's really going to be it. But no, it's basically the same stuff we had. So I think it would be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the confusion part, that's going to be like a race time scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things are going to pop up, questions are going to be asked. And absolutely, like Nick said, if you have any questions at any point during the race, do not hesitate to ask anyone. But to break up the rules a little bit here, before we move on to the second section, where we're gonna move on to the league promo video that I have finally updated after hearing from Nick about for the last 2-3 months since we brought on our sponsor Dubby about updating the logos and everything that he has provided. I'll be honest, it was just me being lazy, not updating the logos in the promo video. But new promo video, clips from Season 6. So it is completely updated with all new clips and everything. So make sure you check it out, and hope you all like it.
A new animal. This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they come to the checkered flag. D-Blood in the 88, Old School in the 11. Old School making a move to the outside. D-Blood in a must-win situation to move on to the third round of the playoff. Here they come side by side. It's a photo finish. D-Blood gets it done.
This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they go through 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight at Michigan. D-Blood runs Pierce up the track a little bit. Here comes Tennessee. Tennessee sliding underneath them both. Clears them off of turn 4. Tennessee is going to lead them back to the checkered flag as they battle side by side behind them here at Michigan. Here they come through 1 and 2 for the final time this season here in Season 6 of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. The 51 of Topster is going to lead the field back to the checkered flag. The 52 of Tuck is going to finish second in the race, but it's not going to be enough as the number 4 Toyota of Tennessee Titan is going to go back-to-back Truck Series championships here at Phoenix.
This is how legends.
All right, so new promo video released. A little something to add in there. Obviously, you're going to see that every week when it comes to the Truck Series booth broadcast and the Cup Series racing broadcast. But just something to break up the rules. You know, rules are boring and, you know, they can be very boring. But there's something we got to go over right now because there's so many changes. But unfortunately, let's get back to them here. So, page number 2 of the rules. Pretty simple. Another transferring over from previous seasons, the points. Points will be in-game points, subtracted the qualifying points from the total. Stage winner will get 1 playoff point. Race winner will get 3. Pool, like Tuck mentioned earlier, we give out a couple incentive points as well. Pool gets 1 extra point, and the fastest lap gets an extra point. Win does not mean you're locked into the playoffs. I'm going to make that clear. We had a little confusion. It was absolutely my mistake on Buckstopper last season when he won at Daytona. I told him he was locked into the playoffs. That was my fault. So just to make it clear, winning does not lock you into the playoffs. You must still make it in on points throughout the season. But it does help you get into the playoffs. Winning in a round does not mean you move on to the next round of the playoffs. You still need to make it in on points. Then the playoff points you collect will be added for the next round of the start of the playoffs. Championship round. Points will be all even going into the first race of the 3 races. Playoff round cutoffs. 12 drivers for first. Round number 2 will be 8. And then obviously your championship round will be 4. Nick, walk us through a little quick training course of these points here.
Yeah, so the points are pretty much the same. The only big change that the admins have talked about for a while now is some frustration of running well most of the season, but the points that you collect throughout the season only go through the first round. So all the points you collect in the regular season will go through the first round and second round, plus the points that you collect from the first round. So it's everything all together from the regular season and first round will move over to the second round. So the whole season is really important, along with the playoffs and how consistent you run. And then everything is even going into the final round for the championship. Those 4 drivers will be, even going into it. And then the most points accumulated over those 3 races, the most points will be your champion. So I think that's the biggest change out of everything.
Tuck, what you got for the points?
Yeah, I mean, it's the basic stuff that we've had. So I think that, like we talked about, I mean, every point that is crucial. I mean, having those fastest laps. I mean, and the poles, like literally it came down for the truck series for a point for the fastest lap. So, it's going to be a same stuff that we've had, and looking forward to it for next year.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Moving on to page number 3. That was a pretty short page, pretty straightforward, so we're not going to take a break between them, but page number 3. This is the huge page. Talking about incidents, wrecking. If you have an issue with anyone, let Nick, myself, or any other admin know. We will be keeping an eye on the driver and address any issue if we see needed. Wrecking guys intentionally will not be tolerated no matter what the circumstance is. Wanting a caution late in a race, anything like that will not be tolerated. If you have multiple incidents with multiple people, you will be suspended or removed from the league. Race clean it with respect. We pride ourselves in this league for the last 6 seasons now. Not being biased on this, I feel like we have been one of the cleanest leagues out there. If we have any problems on the track, off the track, in the chats, anything like that, we take care of it in a quickly and timely manner. So, yes, race clean and race with respect, and don't only race with respect. We had an issue earlier this week that I took care of, but keep respect in the chats as well, because that will not be tolerated either. Racing hard, bumping and banging is encouraged. Bumpers are going to be used, like Nick said, Martinsville, Bristol, bumpers. Tempers are going to flare. Bumpers, use them. You have them for a reason. Don't get too excessive with it, but you got them for a reason. Use them. Wrecking people is not encouraged. Having fun is what NEXXTCAR is all about, but be competitive about it at the same time. So, moving on to incidents. Incidents, you're going to get a warning. Second, probation for a race. Third, suspended for 2 races. And then if you continue to have problems with you, then you're probably going to be told you're no longer part of NEXXTCAR. Seems pretty simple and easy. All these incidents will be discussed with admins. If you're not sure, contact myself or Nick. If you don't know who the admins are, on the Discord page, there's a rules tab. Use it. It tells you in each series who the admins are. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then, like I said prior, all incidents subject to review and discipline is subject to change. These changes might be less or more severe depending on the situation that has occurred. Absolutely. Just because things happen. If you get down on the apron and spin out and you take a guy with you, you're not going to be suspended for a race. That's an incident. That's a racing incident. But if you're using that bumper aggressively, wrecking guys intentionally, or just making boneheaded moves, going down on the apron to dive bomb somebody and taking out 3 guys, that's where the incidents and the penalties are going to be enforced. And with 25 and 23 guys, we're going to have to definitely enforce these penalties quite a bit here, Nick.
Yeah, with doubling, maybe even tripling our field size for both series, we're going to be really strict on these rules a bit more. I think, like we said, bumping and banging and, rough racing is encouraged, but, wrecking guys, because you're frustrated, or, you want to try to get on the lead lap and you take someone out, or you want to ruin someone's, hopes of going to the championship 4, that is not tolerated. One thing I wanted to bring up, all these incidents, they're stated on the screen, they are subject to change. So it depends on the situation that occurred, and obviously we'll take a look at video if need be, and get everyone's side on the matter to make a decision of whether it's okay. Don't let it happen again. It's a warning. If it's probation for 1 or 2 races, and we're going to keep an eye on you, and then if you have an incident in that probation period, then you're probably going to be suspended a race. If you have multiple incidents, then we'll discuss what to do. But I think another thing I want to add to this is over the last probably month or so, the chats have been kind of iffy on just know how we talk to each other and treat each other. And one thing that I've been looking at, I like having the family atmosphere of having fun with one another, but sometimes we go too far with it. So that's going to be kind of policed a bit more as well. And I think that's all I got to add to it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, race with respect on the track and have respect in the chats, most definitely. Tuck, moving on to you for this part. You had a few run-ins throughout this last season, and I'm not talking about with Tennessee at Watkins Glen. That, no matter what Tennessee says, that was 100% a racing incident. I'm talking about some other things that happened between you and a very famous number 16 truck in the league.
Won't.
You know, we didn't exactly have a penalty system because there was really no quote-unquote need for it. But with this many guys, definitely needs it.
Oh yeah, like that. This was a case-by-case basis, so it that will not happen again. So I mean, roughing up somebody, don't want to do that. So, but it's really gonna enforce a lot of guys to race clean if you want to stay in the league. So no wrecking a guy on purpose. So I think it's a good change that we got. It's gonna be strict, but yeah. So it's gonna be a good season for next year.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And you know, if you feel like you've been raised strong, do not hesitate to send myself, Nick, anyone, any admin, send us a video. We'll, and then we'll look over it. No harm, no foul. You know, if it was just a racing incident, we'll just, let you know. But if it was something huge, then obviously we will step in and take action. But yeah, do not hesitate to send any of the admins a video if you feel like you have been race strong or race dirty. But anything else you guys have to add over this past hour and 25 minutes of the award ceremony we have done? And going over everything for next season.
No, it's been a long podcast. There's probably the biggest podcast we've done. It's been a lot of information, a lot of stuff to go over for next season, and I'm very excited for next season, get it going. Now I'm looking forward to racing everyone that's new and veteran drivers in the league. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, everyone wants to see the damn promo video. Hold on. Unbelievable. All right, you're going to have a black screen here for a second.
Unbelievable.
We'll be right back.
Above it all, untouchable. A new
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle, to the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of...
All right, I think we finally have the right one in there. Let's go ahead. And here is your Season 7, hopefully the correct video, but here is your Season 7 truck drivers video. If it's not, this is the last time I'm swapping it in there. So you better hope and pray that it is for everyone that wants to see it. But here it is, the Season 7 Truck Series lineup.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Alright, there you go. There is your Season 7 Truck Series driver lineup. Alright, any closing comments there, Nick or Tuck?
Cheers to a good last season, and looking forward to the next one. So it was a great year with both y'all, and congrats to all the people that won the awards tonight. So looking forward to next season.
Absolutely. Nick?
Yeah, no, it was a great season, and looking forward to the next season. Welcome to all the new guys and ladies that have joined. Looking forward to racing all of you this season.
Yes, sir. But that is going to do it for this one. You got the schedule up on the screen right now. The first race of the season for the Truck Series, the Daytona Clash, this next Sunday, the 24th, I believe. And then the 25th, Monday, is the Cup Series first race. Like we said, non-points paying race, but those races are definitely huge as they lead into the rest of the season. Iowa for trucks, and then Auto Club for Cup. But that is going to do it for this one. The Season 6 awards ceremony and Season 7 information release. That's going to do it for us here, me and Nick and Tuck. Hope to continue to see you guys into Season 7, and I hope you guys continue to show out. And I'm sure we can continue to put on an even better show this season with our 25 and 23 guys in each series this season. So, last season's coined that it was going to be the best season ever. Well, I got a feeling Season 7 is going to take Season 6 and throw it behind it. But that is going to do it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed it, if you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Facebook, make sure you're liking and